The dust is settling on NFL free agency, and most of the bigger deals have already been made. With that being said, guys, which team has made the smartest acquisition so far? Brian, let's start with you.
Well, I'm going to have to go with the Seattle Seahawks. Picking up Percy Harvin from the Vikings, I'm going to have to say that that's a great addition to that offense with Russell Wilson out there. The NFC West will be very competitive, but the addition to Golden Tate with that offense of Percy Harvin
definitely makes that receiving core much more deadlier.
I definitely have to agree. The Seattle Seahawks are going to be very, very dangerous this year, but I'm going to have to go with the Miami Dolphins because they had the most salary cap space to deal with, and they went out and they got some of the best players. They bring back Brian Hartline because he really wanted to stay there and help out Tannehill. They brought in Mike Wallace, their #1 receiver, the speedy threat downfield. You bring in Dustin Keller, Brent Grimes in the secondary.
Yeah, lots of new faces in Miami.
Danielle Ellerbe, they're stacked. I think they're going to be dangerous this year.
Wallace is definitely a huge pickup, but you also have to keep in mind that they just lost Jake Long to the St. Louis Rams.
And Bush, but I think they'll be able to work around that.
Yeah, those are definitely two big losses for the Dolphins. But on the other side of things, which team has made the stupidest decision in trading away players this offseason?
You just said that Percy Harvin was a good trade. I'm going to say it was a bad trade for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, even though Adrian Peterson had almost broke Eric Dickinson's record, that he was still the only good receiver that they had. And by losing him, they really don't have a passing offense now. I mean, young Ponder struggled already. Losing Harvin was detrimental.
They got Greg Jennings.
They do, but I don't think Greg Jennings is a veteran receiver. He's not as fast as Harvin. They just have different playing styles, and I don't think he'll be able to adapt to that Minnesota offense.
Jennings is a huge pickup for that offense, and definitely they'll be improved. But the Baltimore Ravens, for me, they just lost 7 of their starters.
Possibly more. Ed Reed just got a deal today.
Really? They traded Anquan Bolden for basically nothing. They got a 6th-round pick. Joe Flacco's contract was way too much, and that's gonna be a big negative for their salary cap room.
Absolutely.
And they lost Ellerbe and Kruger. They lost Bernard Pollard. It's just going to be a completely different defense. That defense was a big reason why they won the Super Bowl. And it's a completely different team now.
I think they're lucky if they go 500 next year. That would be a struggle.
And don't forget that scary guy in the middle. I think he wore 52, Ray Lewis. He also retired. So the Ravens really lost a ton of leadership and a ton of stats. All the tacklers are gone, receivers are gone. It's going to be tough for the Ravens to repeat.
The power rankings in the AFC are completely different now.
Oh, absolutely. All right, well, let's take a look at the next season, 2013 season. Which team did the best job this offseason preparing itself for the upcoming season?
Well, I think the team that's best built for the 2013 season is the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, Welker.
Yeah.
They just picked up Wes Welker. Wes Welker has averaged 112 catches per season in 6 years with the New England Patriots.
Huge acquisition.
This is probably one of Peyton Manning's very last years to win another Super Bowl. He's 37 years old.
Yeah, he signed a 5-year. Only has 4 years left on his contract.
He signed a 5-year deal, though, so he's still got a couple years left.
But he won't be as good as he is now in a few years.
I mean, I definitely agree. My one thing is, though, with Denver, they just lost Doomerville because of a stupid contract issue, which I think could hurt them in the long
fax
run.
machine.
Yeah, the fax machine was broken.
They fired his agent over it.
Yeah, but I definitely think that the team that's best prepared is the one that came in 2nd place to the Ravens just a few short months ago. I think that with acquiring Anquan Bolden was probably the best thing for that 49ers team.
For a second, I thought you were talking about the Bengals.
No.
Then I realized we're talking about the Niners here. Okay, cool.
No, but how am I going to say this? Basically, Randy Moss is not productive with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Crabtree's the #1 receiver, and now you have Anquan Bolden, who's big and physical and pretty much destroyed the 49ers secondary in the Super Bowl. I think that'll really help them out in the long run. I mean, they did lose goals in the secondary. Delaney Walker is still, I'm not sure if he's on a deal yet, but I think having Anquan Bolden there and the fact that they got Alex Smith out of that locker room is really going to help that team in the long run.
And that San Francisco D is kind of turning into that Ravens defensive mind in that they lose these good players, but they're still able to fill in kind of substitute guys that can still get the job done just because the system is run so well. Well, that's all the time we have for this block. But when we return, our baseball experts will join us to discuss the World Baseball Classic. Stay tuned.